Welcome to ABC Grab-and-Go on-demand webcast. Today's presentation will be Wheel Mounting Overview. This information will be useful for correct and safe installation of steel or aluminum wheels on Van Hool motor coaches. The wheel mounting systems. Looking at the cutaway illustrations below, we can see the difference between steel or aluminum wheels. The first box in the upper left will show steel wheels on front and trailing axle. Number 1 will be the steel wheel, number 2 will be the stud, 3 will be the hub, and 4 the fastening nut. On the box to the right, we'll have 2 steel wheels. We'll use a longer stud for number 2, and number 4 fastener will be the same as the steel wheels on the front and trailing axle. Van Hool part number 10723892. Steel wheel specifications as follows: 13.75 millimeters thick, 10 bolt holes, 26.75 millimeter diameter. The flange nut outer diameter is 46.60 millimeters, which gives us nearly 20 millimeters of fastening surface. Looking at the illustrations on the lower left-hand corner, we can see the light alloy wheel on the front and trailing axle. To the right of it, light alloy wheels on the drive axle. These will use different part numbers for the nuts. On the steer and tag, part number 10516438, and on the drive axle 10516439. Aluminum wheel specifications: 22.5 millimeters thick, 10 bolt holes, 32 millimeter bolt hole diameter, and the flange nut outer diameter is 53 millimeters, which also utilizes a good fastener surface. For information on Alcoa wheels, refer to Van Hool Maintenance Manual or Alcoa website shown below. Here are examples of the two-piece hex head flange nut that are used. To the left, steel wheel nuts for front and tag single and drive axle dual. The one in the middle showing aluminum wheel nut for front and tag single, used for single wheel only. The one to the right, drive dual, used for dual wheel only. Now we are looking at the drive axle wheel studs. The nut on the right is used for steel wheels. The nut on the left is for aluminum wheel application. On Van Hool motor coaches, the factory installed studs can be used either steel or aluminum wheels. All the studs on the coach have right hand threads. Here are two examples of wheels mounted on the front and tag axle. On the left, single aluminum wheel, and on the right, single steel wheel. These wheels are hub piloted and have 5 pads for centering the wheel. We are now looking at two-piece flange nuts for front and tag axle with aluminum wheel application. Outer flange nut diameter 46.60 millimeters, which is equal to 1.83 inches. The metric stud 22 by 1.5 pitch, which is equal to 0.87 inches, and these are right hand thread only. The hex head is 32 millimeters, which is equivalent to 1.25 inches. Wheels are clamped by 10 large flange nuts with a deep threaded sleeve, which provides more than 17 threads of engagement on the stud, despite showing 4 empty threads at the nut's end. Here we can see mounted tires on the drive axle. On the left, for dual wheel aluminums, and on the right, dual steel wheels. These wheels are hub piloted and have 5 pads for centering the wheel. We are now looking at two-piece flange nut for drive axle with aluminum wheel application. The outer flange diameter is 53 millimeters, which is equivalent to 2.08 inches. The stud, 22 by 1.5 pitch, which is 0.87 inches, and they are also right-hand thread only. The hex head, 32 millimeter, is 1.25 inches. Wheels are clamped by 10 large flange nuts with extra deep threaded sleeves, which provides for more than 21 threads engagement onto the stud, despite showing 10 empty threads at the nut's end. Lubrication of studs and nuts. For nuts used on hub-piloted wheels, apply 2 drops of motor oil between the nut and the integrated washer and 2 drops on the first 2 or 3 threads at the tip of each stud. This will minimize corrosion between the mating surfaces. Lubrication is not necessary with new hardware. Lubrication of the hub and/or wheel bore. Prior to mounting hub-piloted wheels, generously coat the wheel, pilot, or hub pads with non-water-based lubricant to minimize corrosion product buildup between the wheel and hub pilot. Excessive corrosion buildup between the wheel and hub pilots can make wheel removal difficulty. Below are examples where we can apply the lubrication. Do not lubricate the face of the hub, wheel face, or brake drum. Wheel nut torque sequence. Wheel installation information. Fit wheel nuts and tighten them accordingly to sequence given in the figure. Tighten the wheel nuts evenly by alternately turning each nut progressively further until specified torque is reached at 430 to 450 foot-pounds. Note, when a wheel has been removed, retighten wheel nuts with a torque wrench after 25 miles and again after the next 50 miles. Subsequently, check torque daily until nuts are finally tight. Wheel nut slackening is explained by the fact the fasteners have seated, so that part of the original torque is lost. For questions regarding this webcast, please contact ABC's Customer Care Technical Service Department at 877-427-7278. Listen for the prompts for Coach Technical Support and select the appropriate option. Support is available at this number 24/7. A friendly reminder, ABC's Customer Care Department also offers technical service support 24/7, 365 days of the year. Contact us at 877-427-7278. Listen for the prompts for Coach Technical Support and select the appropriate option. Support is available at this number 24/7.